Okay, I think we're up and live. I'm getting a little bit more used to this now. So if you join me now or if you join me on the replay, we're going to go through today a breathing technique. It's called Nadi Shodhana. And this breathing technique, it stimulates both sides, the hemispheres of the brain to actually start working together. Because we've got our right side of the brain, that's mostly to do with creative thinking and intuition, downloads of inspiration. So all of these creative things are happening on the right side of the brain. And on the left side of the brain, this is where we're very logical. We're dealing with our bills and our problems, and we're scheduling things, and we're reading, maybe we're taking in new knowledge. So you could say that for most of the time, we're using this left side of the brain because that's our logical side. And that's a very, very, limited overview of both sides of the brain. But we want to actually stimulate more of the right side of the brain and become so much more creative. And I think we'd all agree with that we become a little bit less logical, little bit less kind of locked into the left side of the brain, which is always thinking of our problems and how we're going to fix something. And by actually stimulating the right side of the brain, we start to get this beautiful bridge between both hemispheres. Now, there is actually a bridge that connects both sides of the hemispheres of the brain. It's called the corpus callosum. So we actually strengthen that. And it's interesting. I was reading the other day that monks that meditate for something like 8 hours a day, they have a really, really thick corpus callosum, much, much thicker than the average person. Now, why is that an advantage? It's because they're far more balanced between the logical part of their brain and the creative side of their brain. And you could say that they're far more coherent in nature. So before we learn this alternative nostril breathing, I just wanted to read. There was something I wrote down a long time ago, and I just found it this morning. And the last couple of days, we did the breathing using the entire torso. So with the big belly breaths, we allow the lower belly to pop out. We allow the diaphragm to come down into that space so we can really expand the bottom of the ribs, which gets in all of that oxygenated blood to the lower part of the lungs. And then we really use that breath and take it all the way essentially to the top of our head. We're moving energy, moving prana. And when we actually do that, we release a chemical in the brain called serotonin. Now, you've probably everyone's heard of dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter. And serotonin is another feel-good neurotransmitter. And serotonin is the one that stops us from getting depressed. And in very, very depressed states, you always find that you're depleted in serotonin. Well, I was reading here, I'd written down a long time ago, 98% of the serotonin that we produced is actually done in the gut. So it's produced, 98% of it is produced in the gut, not in the brain. Oh my goodness, I'd forgotten all about this. So if we have this, if we have time to do these breathing techniques where we use the entire torso, the lower belly, the upper belly, the entire torso, stimulating the production of serotonin in the body, and that can prevent or eliminate depression from our life. And when there's so many drugs out there to alleviate depression, it can't be a bad thing to just sit for 10-15 minutes 2-3 times a day and do a full torso breathing technique where you're actually stimulating a chemical in your body. You're making a physiological change to actually eliminate or prevent depression from occurring. Because when we're feeling depressed, when we're feeling anxious, when we're feeling stressed, the energy field around our body becomes so incredibly dense. And when we're in that state, we're like a big dark cloud. And we end up passing all of this dark energy to everybody around us. And as all of us are spending way more time at home now, it's probably a good thing that we work on our own energy fields. And when we work on our own energy field, then we can become more loving, more compassionate, more empathic to those of us, those people that are in close proximity to us, as we're kind of bouncing off each other in our houses at the moment. So in Dubai, they've just closed down all of the shopping malls here. And as you might know, they're very, very popular here, and it's where a lot of people go to do all their socializing and going to all the coffee shops and whatever else. And so, being indoors a lot more, this just might help. Okay, so we're going to learn Nadi Shodhana. And this is where we breathe alternating nostrils. So now, before I started this video, I blew my nose because it does actually help when you're breathing this heavily through the nose. It helps to clear out your sinuses. So go ahead and blow your nose. That's my advice. So while you're doing that, you take your right hand, now you can use your left hand as well, and we're going to turn down the ring finger, and we're going to put down the middle finger. Now, I can't actually bring down my little finger and leave this one up, but we're going to be, if you can bring down the little finger, then do so as well. You need your ring finger and your thumb up. Okay, so these are the two fingers that you're going to be using to block over the nostrils. So we're going to deeply exhale, pushing all of the air out. I'm going to block the right nostril. And when you block the right nostril, breathe in through the left. Long, slow and deep breath. And at the top of the breath, hold it there and then switch nostrils. So we're switching over now. We're blocking left and we're breathing out through the right. Exhale. All the way down. And as if you were with me yesterday, squeezing out that last drop of air and then breathing in through the right. So take that breath in through the right. We haven't changed there. We're still opening the right. And then switch at the top of the breath. And then breathe out through the left. Out through the left. I hope you can see me here. And breathing in through the left. Hold it at the top. Switch nostrils. And breathing out through the right. And breathing in through the right. And at the top of the breath, change nostrils. So you've got your left nostril open and you're breathing out through the left. And you're breathing in through the left. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths in. Change at the top of the breath. Opening the right side. And you're breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right. Hold at the top, switch nostrils, and we're breathing out through the left. I'll just do this a couple more times, then we're going to do it to a rhythm. Breathing in through the left. Switch sides, and breathing out through the right. Breathing in through the right, hold at the top and switch. Now I hope that you're getting that. It's a little bit different when you're doing it. Oh, hello Miss Debs, I haven't seen you for a long time. I'm seeing now all the chat here. I had it off the side of the page. So if you've been doing this breath with me, hopefully you've got the hang of using your ring finger and your thumb as you alternate, and you'll find that even after a few breaths, if one side was more blocked than the other side, you might find that both are working really well now. because it does unblock the sinuses. And again, breathing through the nose, you release trace amounts of nitric oxide. And when you do that, it stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, your PNS. And this is your rest and digest nervous system to completely de-stress and become a lot more relaxed. It gets rid of all of that cortisol and adrenaline, all of those stimulating hormones from your blood, and injects a whole lot more serotonin and dopamine into your blood. Okay, so we'll do it to a rhythm now, and if you can, close your eyes whilst you're doing it. And if you want to take it to just another level, as you're closing your eyes, once you get used to this, and I'll go through it with counts so you know where we are on the breath. As we're going through it with counts, I want you to place all of your focus behind your closed eyelids and focus on a point here between your eyebrows. So you're placing all of your focus on a space between your eyes, and that'll actually get you a lot more focused, and it's much less likely that you'll have any thoughts while you're doing this. Okay, so let's prepare. You've got turn down your index finger and your middle finger, and you're going to use your ring finger and your thumb to block your nostrils. Okay, so let's start off with an exhale. I've got my hand ready here. So we'll start off with an exhale, big exhale, and we squeeze out the last drop of air, squeeze the body like a tube of toothpaste, and we block over the right nostril and start to breathe in for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides, breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe out right. Breathe in right. 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. We're going to slow it down now. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch sides. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 2, 3, 4. Switch sides. Breathe out left. 2, 3, 4. Big deep breath. 1, 2. Right through the entire torso. 3, 4. Switch sides. Breathe out right. 2, 3, 4. Breathe in right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Change sides. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath at the top. Release your nose. And exhale it all out and really squeeze the last drop of air. Grow taller and extend your spine like what we did yesterday. On the breath out. Now that's alternative nostril breathing, and I really hope that you got the hang of that. So you change your finger to your thumb. You change sides at the top of the breath, not the bottom of the breath. So you always do Nadi Shodhana, a breathing technique. You start with the exhale first, and then you cover one nostril and you breathe in. You change at the top of the breath, and then you breathe out, in, change at the top, out, in, change at the top. Okay, so please do this when you have some time free. Put a little bit of music on in the background with the right tempo, and if you find music with the right tempo, you can really slow your breaths down. And what you're aiming to do, just like the breathing work we've done over the last couple of days online, you're aiming to do about 3 breaths a minute. That's it, no more than 3 breaths a minute. And if you can slow it down that much, that's when you're stimulating these feel-good neurotransmitters in your brain. That's when you're really getting the left side of the brain to talk to the right side of the brain, and we get that beautiful bridging between your creativity and your logic side. So when you're thinking, how am I going to fix this problem? Then you're going to have stimulated your left creative side, and you're going to come up with the solutions to your problem. And it sounds really simple. It sounds too good to be true. But honestly, and I can talk about this forever and give you all the statistics and the research that's been done, the science behind it. But really, you've got to try it and learn it for yourself. And I think you'll really get a great deal out of this. So find some music, do your Nadi Shodhana breathing technique, and I think you'll really like it. And if you want to ask me any questions, I'd love that. So anything you want to ask on here later, or just stick it online wherever. I'm on Facebook and got a heap of stuff on my YouTube channel, and the website's got a heap of articles and things like that. So thank you so much to all of you who joined me. I kind of got into that then, and I didn't see all the people that were kind enough to come online. So I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Jamie from the UK as well. Wow, cool. Oh, I see so many. And Frenchie went back from my circus days. We used to ride elephants together. Hi, Frenchie. Well, we don't do that anymore now. Those elephants are no longer in a circus, thank goodness. They're in a beautiful wildlife reserve where they belong. Okay, guys, have a beautiful day. I hope you enjoyed the breathing technique. Namaste.